Okay, class, let's talk about the hero of the macronutrients, protein. So, our bodies are made up of a whole bunch of different types of protein. Not just our muscles, but our hair, skin, nails, vital organs. There's all these different types of proteins that our body makes and has to regenerate because we're dynamic, and we have to get those building blocks from the foods we eat, from the protein in our diet. Essential amino acids, there's 9 of them, are amino acids that are the building blocks of protein that we cannot make in our bodies. They have to come from the foods that we eat. So, let's talk about this really quick. We're going to talk about how much protein you need, we're going to talk about where to get your protein from, and we're going to cover if you should be using protein to build muscle or lose fat. Let's get to it, Johnny.
Why do all the fit people say I need protein?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Johnny. But the better question is, how much protein do you need? So, the general government recommendations are about 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight of protein. But I'm going to stop you there. Have you ever seen a government official, Johnny? Do you want to look like them? I'm your nutrition teacher, Johnny. So, let's do what I do instead. And that is eat about a gram of protein per pound of body weight. What this is going to look like is basically just add protein every time you eat. You want a reasonable serving of protein. Males, that's going to be probably in the 20 to 40 grams. Females, about 15 to 30 grams. Every meal and every snack. Coming back to that a little bit, if you are fairly overweight, congrats on your making the decision to change, starting the nutrition journey. But what you want to use is kind of your desired body weight for your calculations, not what you actually weigh. I.e., if you weigh 300 pounds and think you have just 100 pounds of fat on you, use 200 pounds when you're doing the calculations. Make sense, Johnny? Ready to move on?
Well, that all makes sense. But where do I get it from?
Well, Johnny, let's talk about that. So, protein essentially comes in 2 different forms in your diet. There's your complete proteins, or ones that have all 9 of the essential amino acids you need, and those are going to be animal sources. Dairy, eggs, meat, fish, as well as soy and peas. Then there's your incomplete proteins, those that have some of the amino acids you need, but not all of them. These will generally be your plant sources. Remember, we're trying to hit about a gram per pound of body weight, or at least desired body weight. So you need to make sure your source actually is a source of protein. Pet peeve alert, when someone gives you a normal yogurt as a source of protein and it's got 4 times the sugar as it does protein, it's not a protein source. When you have a little bit fluffy vegetarian camp counselor hitting on you, who's 20 years old and hikes all day but still smooth, and she's talking about the protein in peanut butter, but it actually has twice the amount of fat and just as much carbs, not really a protein source, though peanut butter's all right for you. Protein sources are going to be primarily protein. So that's going to be chicken breast, eggs, milk, Greek yogurt, Icelandic yogurt, or honestly, whey protein, huge fan. It's very hard to get enough protein in just the food you eat, and when you're traveling, etc., it can be pretty awkward. Very easy to roll through the airport, grab yourself an apple, maybe some nuts, etc. Very difficult to be walking through the terminal gnawing on a steak. You look weird, don't do it. So that's where supplementing comes in. Anytime I travel, anything like that, I always bring some protein with me so that you can just kind of mix that up. Even if I'm just getting a big coffee, I'll save the last little bit, dump it in there. Fitness has a price. All right, Johnny, what other questions do you have?
Okay, Cap, I think I'm following. But does protein help me build muscle, or does it help me lose fat?
Well, Johnny, that's one of the reasons that I recommend a little more than the chubby government officials. Because it's doing both for you. Protein is going to replace and replenish your muscles anytime you're using them in exercise, providing the stimulus to break them down and come back stronger. Protein is there. You need enough protein to actually build up. What most people don't know is it actually is huge in helping you lose body fat. The reason for that is calorie density. So, going back to macronutrients, protein, 4 calories per gram. Carbohydrates, 4 calories per gram. Fat, 9 calories per gram. Alcohol, 7 calories per gram. Stay away from it, kids. But what happens is there's a digestion energy. So 20 to 30% of the calories you take in when you're eating protein are used in just processing it, making it functionally more like 3 calories per gram. What this means, if you're trying to lose body fat, is you can eat more and not get as big a calorie burden because the 20 to 30% just disappears in the digestion process. Second way protein helps you lose fat is it slows the emptying of your stomach, which slows down the absorption of other stuff into your bloodstream. So it decreases the bloodstream spike with carbohydrates, with other food. We're going to redo this. Is it slows emptying in your stomach. So what that's going to do is decrease any sort of blood sugar spike with the meal you're eating, which is a great thing for you because it really helps you with not storing body fat. When you get big blood sugar spikes, that's where your insulin and whatnot's like, hey, too much around, let's store it. It's evolutionary, you're not going to beat it.
Okay, Cap, this is all making sense. But what happens if I take in too much protein?
So always remember, Johnny, protein is really important, but it is a really important part of a fully balanced diet. You absolutely need good fats, carbohydrates for energy, fruits, vegetables, got all the vitamins, minerals, fiber. You need all of these things to function at your best, and protein is just the superhero of the game. It needs support staff. If you eat too much protein, what you may experience is the protein farts, Johnny. You've all smelled a brother, roommate, gym rat buddy. If you eat too much, you can tell when your body's not breaking it down well. So, all things in moderation, listen to your body, eat protein in every meal, get enough protein, somewhere near a gram of ideal body weight, get protein from good sources, Greek yogurt, whey protein, full complete proteins, or combine incomplete proteins very intelligently. You're going to have to look up whole lists of that because we're not going to talk about that all day. But mix it into your diet. It will help you build muscle, lose fat, live better, strong, and healthy lives. Eat protein, kids. It's great for you. Might be too much rambling in that. And supplement your plant-based proteins to make complete proteins. Recommend going to any vegan website because they need to do that to survive. Kill it.